peeps, I have everything I need. It's one of the things that is written on my mirror, and I always at least start and finish the day with going through the list of affirmations and just positive statements that I have on my mirror. Well, a few days ago, I was having a really bad headache, y'all. I walked into an air conditioner and gave myself a concussion. So embarrassing. Anywho, so I had like this splitting headache and I just wanted to go home, but I was leaving work and needed to make some stops for my business. Well, I'm thinking, I do not want to go in here. I don't feel like getting out of my car. And I really don't want to have to go in Lowe's because I know I'm going to want to look at other stuff, but I'm not going to have the spirit to do it. I mean, just on and on. Getting on my own nerves, complaining. So the guy was like, girl, go to Lowe's. So I said, okay, I go to Lowe's. I pull up in the parking lot and I'm getting out my car and this guy is getting closer to get into his car. And he stops and he looks at me and he tilts his head. He said, no, that wasn't so bad, was it? And I just smiled and I said, no, it wasn't. And went in, did everything else I had to do, and went to pay with my card in the self-checkout, and then there were 3 pennies sitting in the change holder. So why any of this matters at all or is significant is the day before, I spent some time in the shower in tears just because I had a moment where I was really missing my daddy, and you know, I was thinking about all the things that I would love to hear him fuss about or just to be able to talk to him about. When I was growing up, I was so secretive, so I really didn't talk to him about boys or dating or seek his advice on anything like that. But I mean, he always had input, but as an adult woman, it would be nice to kind of have those hard talks with him, and just I kind of always wonder what that would be like. So I was having a rough time and I just cried and thought, wow, I really miss my daddy. I would love to see him or talk to him or just experience him again. Not just in memory, but, you know. So all of that was special for me because the guy was walking just like my daddy would walk. He tilted his head just like my daddy would tilt his head. And that phrase he said to me is the exact phrase that my dad would say to me whenever he convinced me to do something I didn't want to do, whether it was helping carry some stuff to the car for somebody at church or just all these different things. And then he would look at me like, wasn't that bad, was it? So that really touched my heart. And then pennies. My daddy did not play about his pennies. He had a really big apple juice container that was empty. He would just fill it up with pennies and then he would roll them. He wouldn't just drop them off and cash them in. He would actually roll them. And so I used to pour them all on the bed and roll around in them and throw the pennies in the air, and it would remind me of Darkwing Duck when all the little kid ducks would swim around in the gold. I would pretend it was gold. So that, it was just really special to me. So today, my lunch break for work, I go to this restaurant and I'm sitting and this older guy comes in and he's talking to me. And at first I was getting kind of frustrated because he was, I don't know if it was on some old school Mac game or what, but talking about I was too beautiful to be sitting alone and I must have ran a man off. I was like, I don't run men off, and they chase me. I know that was cocky, but I just had to give him some spice because I didn't like how he came at me. Anyways, after he sat down and we started talking, it really was a pleasant conversation. Come to find out, he used to work with my dad, and he was like, your dad was a nice guy. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here and I want to tell you something nice. He's like, he really was a nice guy, and he knew how to treat himself around women. I never saw him doing anything he wasn't supposed to do. He was a really good guy. And so he talked about fathers and daughters and how proud my father must be of me, and how fathers love to see their daughters doing well. And then we talked about just treating people good, and he said as long as you have an open heart and you treat people right, goodness will always come to you. You'll always have everything you need and everything will be okay. And it was just really refreshing to hear someone remember my father and have something positive to say. Not that I hear a lot of negative, but it's just good to know that somebody else thought of him too. And he talked about men, nappy-headed boys, sagging pants, and thugs, and not to let them wear you out, which I don't mess with none of that. But it was one of those heart talks that I wish I could have had with my dad. And as he was talking, he would kind of move his head and his arms and have mannerisms that were so much like my father. So it made me smile. I have everything I need. So it's just a reminder to you, on your worst days, on your easiest days, whatever kind of day you are having, you always have whatever you need. You just have to be open to believe it and to receive it. And like he said, whenever you have an open heart, things will always come to you, whether it's positive experiences or blessings, and you will always find reason to have gratitude. So stay open,